What do you do when the person who promised to protect your family becomes the reason your children are in danger? I used to think betrayal meant lipstick on a collar, secret hotel rooms, whispered phone calls in the dark. I never imagined it would sound like my 2-year-old daughter crying through the baby monitor while my 4-year-old son tried to open a locked front door by himself. My name is Daniel. I'm 36, and I work as an HVAC technician. Nothing glamorous. I fix broken heating units, crawl through attics, come home with dust in my hair and cuts on my hands. For 7 years, I thought I was building an ordinary life with my wife, Marissa. We had 2 toddlers, a mortgage that made me nervous every month, and a refrigerator covered in finger paintings and daycare reminders. From the outside, we looked tired but happy. But tired and happy are not the same thing as safe. The first thing that changed was her patience. Marissa used to sing while making breakfast. She used to kiss the kids on the forehead before leaving the room. Then, slowly, everything about motherhood seemed to irritate her. "They're always on me," she would say, pushing our daughter's little hands away from her legs. I told myself she was overwhelmed. Then came the phone. Always face down, always on silent, always with her. When I walked into a room, the screen went black. When I asked who she was texting, she smiled like I was being childish. "Do you hear yourself?" she said one night, folding laundry without looking at me. "I'm allowed to have friends." That sentence became her shield. I started noticing strange gaps in her day. A grocery run that took 3 hours. A quick coffee that somehow ended with her hair freshly brushed and perfume on her wrists. Not the perfume I bought her. Something warmer, sweeter, unfamiliar. One Friday, I came home early because a client canceled. The house was too quiet. The TV was on, playing cartoons to an empty living room. Our son Caleb was sitting on the kitchen floor with a box of cereal spilled around him. Our daughter Lily was in her crib, red-faced from crying. Marissa wasn't home. Her car was gone. My hands went cold. I called her once, no answer. Twice, no answer. By the 4th call, my heartbeat was so loud I could barely hear the ringing. When she finally picked up, she sounded breathless. "What?" she snapped. "Where are you?" There was a pause, just half a second, but I heard it. "I'm at the pharmacy." I looked at the medicine cabinet. The children's fever medicine she claimed to be buying was already there, unopened. "You left the kids alone." Silence. Then came the voice I had started to recognize. Calm, annoyed, rehearsed. "I was gone for 10 minutes, Daniel. Stop acting insane." 10 minutes. The cereal was soggy in milk. Lily's diaper had leaked through her pajamas. Caleb had dragged a chair to the front door. It had not been 10 minutes. That night, after the kids were asleep, I asked her the truth. She stared at me with tired eyes and said, "I needed air. You don't understand what it's like being trapped here all day." And because I was still trying to save my marriage, I apologized for not helping enough. That is the part that still makes me angry. Not at her, at myself. Because deep down, I knew something was wrong. If you've ever ignored a gut feeling that turned out to be right, comment, "I knew," and subscribe. 2 weeks later, I found the receipt. It was tucked inside the pocket of her jacket when I was moving laundry. A motel receipt. 2 hours. Paid in cash. The date was the same Friday she said she went to the pharmacy. I sat on the edge of our bed holding that thin piece of paper while the house hummed around me. Dishwasher running, dryer spinning. My children breathing softly through the monitor. Everything ordinary, everything ruined. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I checked the camera doorbell footage. She had left at 1:08 p.m. She came back at 4:42. 3 hours and 34 minutes. Our toddlers had been alone the entire time. I felt something inside me go completely still. The next morning, I took Caleb and Lily to my sister's house. I told Marissa I had errands. Then I called a lawyer. When Marissa realized I wasn't yelling, she got scared. That evening, I placed the receipt on the kitchen table. She stared at it. Then she laughed. A small, ugly laugh. "That's not what you think," I said. "Then explain it." Her mouth opened, but nothing came out, so I placed my phone beside it and played the doorbell clips. Her face changed. Not sadness, not shame, calculation. "You recorded me?" she whispered. "The camera recorded the front door. You're trying to make me look like a monster." I looked toward the hallway where our children were sleeping. "No," I said, "you did that alone." Then came the tears. Then the blame. I worked too much. I didn't make her feel desired. She felt invisible. She was lonely. She made one mistake. One mistake. Leaving 2 toddlers alone for hours was not a mistake. It was a decision. Cheating was not the worst part. The worst part was that she risked our children for it. The custody hearing was quiet. No dramatic speeches, no shouting, just evidence. The motel receipt, the doorbell footage, text messages from the man she had been seeing. Messages where she wrote, "I can sneak away while they nap." While they nap. The judge read that line twice. Marissa cried in court. Real tears, maybe, but they came too late. I was granted primary custody. She received supervised visitation at first, then limited scheduled time after parenting classes and evaluation. When the divorce finalized, she stood outside the courthouse in sunglasses, even though the sky was gray. "You destroyed my life," she said. I looked at her for a long moment. "No," I said. "I protected theirs." Life after betrayal is not instantly peaceful. Some nights, Caleb still asks why Mommy doesn't live with us. Some mornings, Lily reaches for the side of the bed where Marissa used to sleep. And I answer gently, because children should never have to carry adult sins. But our home is calm now. Breakfast is messy, bedtime is chaotic, the laundry never ends. But nobody disappears. Nobody lies about pharmacies. Nobody leaves them crying so they can feel wanted by someone else. I don't know if what I did was revenge. It didn't feel like revenge. It felt like finally choosing the truth over the marriage I kept trying to imagine. So tell me, was walking away the right ending? Was custody the justice she deserved? Or is there any forgiveness for someone who betrays not just a spouse, but the children sleeping in the next room?